Good evening and welcome to the primetime news coming to you on DBS television from our Douala studio in Cameroon this last Friday of the month of August 2019. Anna the Anko, I am Amadou Jallo Buba. Our news begins right away. For this 2019-2020 school resumption, a low customer turnout is experienced in every sector of school materials has been in the business of school material. This is also observed in the Betwa Central Market. The school needs are available, but parents' turnout is timid, as Cynthia Guemo tells us in the following report.
The clock is fast ticking, and with every minute that passes by, the 2019-2020 school year gets much closer. The tension is felt here in Betwa, where markets are clustered with school material of all sorts, from exercise books, textbooks, water jars, school bags and uniforms, just to list a few. However, the presence of parents who are the main customers is less felt compared to what is expected, considering that school resumption is at hand. Here in the book sector, a couple of parents show up to exchange textbooks for their kids rather than buy new ones, and this is as a means to save some money.
Come here to change the reader of my child because it's difficult to us because we have many ties.
The lack of money added to economic hardship in the country explains this tough situation for both traders in school items and parents. This hardship is also faced in other sectors of the Betwa Central Market, like bags, which are equally in abundance yet receiving less attention. The tailoring domain as well is faced with a timid customer turnout, though a few could be seen making last-minute measurements and adjustments. Prices of school uniforms here range between 4,000 to 7,500 francs CFA, which is said to be slightly high compared to last year. And this also explains the low turnout of customers in this sector, like in every other, in view of September 2nd, 2019 here in Betwa.
Some 160 children in the East region have graduated from the 30-day training as firefighters. The closing ceremony took place at the Senajes School campus in Betwa town, and it was presided at by the Chief of Cabinet in the East Regional Governor's Office, Joel Thierry Yumbi. Details in the following paper with our reporter, 10 Minute Nam.
This beautiful patriotic chanting performed by these little children in Betwa was in the occasion of their graduation ceremony. After undergoing a 30-day training in the firefighter sector at the Senajes School campus of Betwa, it was finally time for them to showcase their know-how. The 160 children were taught basic skills like turning out the fire or helping someone in distress.
I learned how to off fire.
The first techniques to do to reduce the pain of somebody, how to put somebody that is not circulating well, the position to put him, to make him to circulate well.
Here we have learned us first how to behave when we are in the house or everywhere where we are. And we also learned us how to off fire.
Parents and guardians accompanied their children to witness what they can do. These children performed several activities based on what they were taught. These young firefighters, within the age range of 7 and 16, were trained in different groups within their allocated period of time. This end-of-session training ceremony was presided over by the Chief of Cabinet at the Governor's Office, Joel Thierry Yumbi. The newly trained were awarded with Certificate of Excellence to attestify their new skills. This day ended with a series of march pasts in their different detachments.
Student teachers graduating from the Higher Technical Teachers Training College in the University of Douala have been advised to bring their know-how to the needs of Cameroonian citizens wherever they are assigned to carry out their duty. The call was made today by the Minister of State, Minister of Higher Education, Jacques Famdongo, as he presided the graduation ceremony at the Douala University Sport Complex. Details in the following report with Mange Vernasus.
1,567 technical teachers, among whom were 75 guidance counselors, have been judged to be apt to dispatch technical know-how and orientation to students of the Ministry of Secondary Education in a ceremony presided at by the Minister of State, Minister of Higher Education, Professor Jacques Famdongo, at the Nelson Mandela Sports Complex of the University of Douala, Friday, August 30, 2019. The student spokesperson appreciated the university teaching staff for bringing them thus far. This has distinguished the University of Douala within the educational landscape of Cameroon. The rector of the university, Professor Magloire Ondwa, on his part, pointed out that the well-being of the students and the teaching staff remains the center of a preoccupation of the university, while outlining the perspectives of the university so as to decongest the ever-growing student population. The Minister of State, Minister of Higher Education, encouraged the rector and his team to continue in modernizing the university as well as ameliorating working conditions of the teaching staff. He called on the graduating students to extinguish ignorance as they carry out their duty in any part of the country where they are expected to feel at home, an advice that was well received.
I'm very, very happy for coming out the best student of my class. I'll go out to the field and do my best to make sure that I educate young minds so that we can have a beautiful Cameroon tomorrow.
The minister indicated government's readiness to assist them in their duty.
The government of the Republic of Cameroon shall spare no effort to constantly ameliorate the conditions of work and study within the entire higher education community, so as to make sure that its students receive an education of the head of the earth.
Thus was followed by the oath-taking of graduating students and the award of attestations. This 40th batch of the Higher Technical Teacher Training School of the University of Douala produced an overall best student, Watat Kamga Pierre Lotti, with an average of 16.73 from the Department of Industrial Chemistry. The ceremony, which was animated by world-renowned artists, witnessed the recognition of 5 new PhD holders from the University of Douala by the Minister of Higher Education.
1,000 more student teachers will be added into the number that will be recruited into the 2019-2020 academic year. This information has been made public by the Minister of Higher Education. Philip Sote has more on that story.
A convincing reason for potential candidates into the higher teacher training and higher technical teacher training colleges to smile and muster self-confidence as they gear up for the competitive entrance into those schools. 8 of them spread across the country, now opened to 2,576 candidates for the 2019-2020 academic year, up by 1,000. This follows a recent prime ministerial decision with instructions from the head of state to increase intake into those teacher training colleges this academic year. In making this announcement, Higher Education Minister Professor Jacques Famdongo said it was a concrete response by the head of state to the needs of the Ministry of Higher Education, especially with the creation and transformation of these last years of several educational establishments, creations meant to promote the educational sector. An initiative also that hopefully will give merit a chance so that those who go in will be those who have the passion and vocation to teach rather than job seekers desperate for matricle numbers and comfort zone in the public service.
Militants and supporters of the Cameroon Democratic Union Party CDU of Dr. Adamu Damjoya have been advised to get themselves registered into the ELECAM electoral list before the deadline of August 31st, 2019. This call was made during a caravan that went round the noon division of the West region. Details in the paper that follows with Wamba Tansi Mirabel.
The Cameroon Democratic Union, the CDU party of Adamu Damjoya, has carried out a regional caravan tour in the West. During the third phase of the tour in Fumban, Honorable Patricia Damjoya of the CDU party used the opportunity to give a rundown of the party's activities from inception, what the party has achieved this far, the challenges and the task that lies ahead. The Honorable added that in her capacity as a parliamentarian, the stand of the CDU is inclusive national dialogue, the revising of the constitution and of course the electoral code, which needs to be flexible. Although in 2013 the CPDM party outsmarted the CDU in municipal election in Fumban, the CDU has vowed to regain her position given that Fumban is the headquarters of the party. To this effect, the national president of the party, Adamu Damjoya, has decided to decentralize and restructure the party in order to go closer to the local population and at the same time gain stamina in the socio-political activities of his party. It was also an opportunity to remind militants and sympathizers of the party to get themselves registered in the ELECAM electoral list before the deadline slated in August 31st, 2019.
The deplorable conditions of most Cameroonian artists, especially in financial matters, is a worrying issue and needs immediate solutions. This declaration was made in a press conference in Douala by a Cameroonian-born artist, Bob Jani, who is in the country to promote uprising artists. Details with Wamba Tansi Mirabel once more.
The joy and excitement expressed through music by these uprising artists is based on a good tidings brought to them, which is going to take their musical career to the next level. The good news was made known to them in a press conference organized here in Douala by Bob Jani, a Cameroonian artist and CEO of Makia Production, who is based in France. Bob Jani has signed a contract with a production house in Paris known as Sony Music, with the objective of encouraging young Cameroonian artists to realize their dreams and make themselves known both locally and internationally. According to Jani, every artist deserves to be given an opportunity to excel. He added that, coming from the Makia neighborhood here in Douala, he understands the challenges these future celebrities may be facing, reason why he has come back home to give them the necessary support in order to push them through. The deplorable condition most Cameroonian artists go through, especially at the financial level, is what he greatly denounced during the meeting. It is for this reason that he has given a clarion call for each and every one, especially the media houses, to support Cameroonian urban music to excel. Charity begins at home, he said. Makia Production, to note, deals in audiovisual production, digital marketing, musical production, amongst others. Bob Jani says he is matching words with action, and to this effect, the works of his first artist will be served by November 2019 in the local and international markets. All eyes and ears are therefore impatiently waiting.
You are watching the news coming to you on DBS television from our Douala studio. Now we will be taking you for what is making news out of the national frontiers. The Ebola virus has claimed over 3,000 lives in the Democratic Republic of Congo, according to government data. Vaccination effort is being intensified to reduce the effects of the deadly virus. We will be taking you to VOA Africa 54 for an update of that story.
The battle against the Democratic Republic of Congo's Ebola outbreak shows little sign of respite. The death toll has now climbed above 2,000, government data revealed on Friday, in what has become the second worst epidemic of the deadly virus on record. One of the disease's latest victims, a 9-year-old Congolese girl, who was found to have the disease after crossing the border into Uganda. Despite the development of effective vaccines and treatments, responders have found the cure and prevention an uphill struggle in the remote conflict-hit areas of eastern Congo. Much of the community are sceptical of the response effort.
We are told that we must be vaccinated, but the important thing is that the disease should end. It's more important to care for people and eradicate the disease. It is only a disease, and when it is cured, it heals and goes away.
This is the Congo's 10th Ebola outbreak, but it's the first in the dense hillside provinces of North Kivu and Ituri, where militia-led violence and ethnic killing is rife. Health workers like Steve Ahuka are desperate to get it under control.
The most important thing for the population is to know that the number of deaths will not continue to rise if the community does not become aware of the danger, if it does not realise that there are measures to prevent other people from dying.
Only the 2013 to 2016 Ebola outbreak in West Africa has been deadlier than this current epidemic.
Over 100 teenage girls are undergoing girls' science camp in the University of Malawi. This is aimed at encouraging the girls to develop interest in science subject, a subject that has been looked upon by many Malawians as reserved for the boys. We will be taking you to Viewer Africa 54 for more on that story.
2-week-long camp is part of the country's initiatives to nurture and encourage future female scientists.
The science camp is organized against a background that in Malawi we have a lot of girls. Actually, when we go to the population, 52% of the Malawi population is females. But when we go through the landscape of science and technology and innovation, you find that the number of females is lower.
During this period, role models and female science students at the university shared their experiences with the campus.
What I can say to those ladies is that if you believe that you can be an engineer, if you believe that you can be a scientist, just do what you believe in. Don't mind about what the society tells us. Get out of that space that they put us and be what you want.
The campers have learned skills in water resource management, making traffic robots, manufacturing, and developing computer applications.
Even if I go home now, I know how to program an app, and if I see any other problems, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to find some solutions to it and create more apps and help a lot of people in Malawi.
We have learned about ecology. They have taught us on how to catch mammals so that we can make some other experiments, let's say to test the blood sample or to find out maybe the diseases that affect the birds.
Critics have, however, doubted the effectiveness of the camps, saying the period given to the campers is too short for such complicated subjects. But science lecturers say this camp is an inspiration to the girls.
An inspiration can be 30 minutes. Okay, so what we do is not just to make them experts in science, but to stimulate that interest in science. So that's why we have a combination of different science programs.
Organizers say funds are available and they will start follow-ups to assess and monitor the performance of the campers in their various schools. Lamek Masina reporting from Cholo district in southern Malawi.
From southern Malawi, we will be taking you for what is making sports in the East region. Finals of the Emergency Cup 2019 of Minduru has ended with Renaissance of Minduru coming out victorious with a 4-2 against Jelupom. Details of the story with Vanessa.
The population of Minduru in the East region came out massively during the 2019 Emergency Cup that took place at the Municipal Stadium. A final that opposed the Renaissance team of Minduru to that of the Jelempum village. 5 minutes after the kickoff, Jelempum scored a goal that remained unchanged till the second half. Back from the first half, the Renaissance team doubled their efforts that led to a penalty 75 minutes to the game. Supporters of the team, amazed with the goal, danced and shouted in excitement. The match ended with a draw, leading to penalty shooting. Renaissance came out victorious with 4-2 against Jolempum. The Emergence Cup of Minduru 2019 ended with the award of scholarships of 100,000 francs CFA to graduates and 50,000 to baccalaureate holders, an initiative appreciated by the beneficiaries. Artists of the locality ended the show with dances, leaving all satisfied and rejoicing.
It is with a paper from Minduru in the East region by Vanessa that we draw the curtain for tonight's newscast. More news will be coming up at 9 p.m. in the French language with Fatima Rich Ewani. On Monday, 7 a.m., you will be in the company of Cynthia Ngimo in the news in the English language. 8 p.m., you will be in the company of Mange Vernasius. We hope to be together once more in a subsequent period. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to DBS for more information and entertainment if you can. Good night and happy weekend.